Could you be using your Scav wrong in Escape from Tarkov? Now I know what you're thinking, how can I be using it wrong? But there's actually different ways that you can use it that can be more effective for different purposes. Such as, do you want to make a lot of money? Or do you want to just build your Scav rep up with fence so that you can get the better Scav kits? And there's two completely different approaches to both of those examples I've given, and with that out of the way, let's just jump straight into the video. So first things first, what actually is a Scav and how do you use it? So if you go to the main menu here and then click on Escape from Tarkov and then click on a map, you'll have the option to play either as a PMC or a Scav. Now both of these options are completely different and have their different benefits and downsides. So let's start off with the PMC. Now your PMC is you, it's your character, it's who you can progress with tasks with, and it's who has your secure container. It's like your main character. And this will be who you want to run the majority of your raids with, because it's just you progress and you're able to get your skills leveled up, such as your endurance, your strength, to allow you to perform better within the raid. Whereas your Scav run is when the game assigns you a kit and you spawn in a wee bit into the raid, usually about 5 to 10 minutes into the raid, unless it's factory, and then you go about the raid as normal, except that this time you don't level up your skills for your PMC, and also you can't complete tasks. And when you're playing as a Scav, the AI Scavs won't actually attack you, but bosses, rogues and the goons will still attack you as well as other PMCs, and you also have the opportunity to bump into other player Scavs, and sometimes they'll try and kill you for your loot as well. Right, with that brief overview of what a Scav is out of the way, now we can get on to why you might be using your Scav wrong. Now, if you're anything like me, you've seen online people telling you to run Lighthouse and look the rogues. Now, personally I'm against that, and not just because I absolutely hate the map Lighthouse, but also because I just don't think it's worth your time. Yes, you could run Lighthouse every time your Scav's available, and yes, you might be able to loot the rogues and get out maybe 6-7 times out of 10, but is that really worth your time going to one of the busiest areas on the map, where all the traffic is, especially when you've got the cliffside that looks over the whole water treatment plant, just to get a rogue's kit, which, let's be honest, isn't even that valuable? You could spend your time going somewhere else and looting different parts of different maps and make just as much or even more money. And I know by now you're thinking, geez, when's this guy going to actually get to the point and tell us what we're doing wrong? And I'm going to do it right now for you. First things first, what map should you go? Now personally, instead of Lighthouse, I would recommend Reserve or Interchange. Now those two maps are absolutely amazing for Scav running, because most people are in certain areas of the map and you can just go to the less populated areas and just loot them up, because they're usually left alone. Now for Interchange, I'd recommend looting the backs of the 3 main shops that are there, and that is Ollie, Goshen and Idea, because people are usually in the centre of the shopping mall looting tech spawns, med spawns, all that sort of thing, and they usually ignore the backs of these shops, and they can be a gold mine, especially if you're the only one there. Now for Reserve, I'd actually recommend staying above ground, because everyone else is usually fighting it out in the bunker or around D2, and they usually leave the top part of the map alone. So you've got both pawn buildings, both bishop buildings and both knight buildings, which are really good for loot, and they're usually left alone. And yeah, you could also go to the queen building, I think it's called, the one in the centre, and that's usually left alone too. However, I would watch out for the helicopter. It is worthwhile checking it just in case, because I think there's still an intel spawn there. But you have got to keep in mind there could be someone up on Dome, and as you're pushing out in the open, you're a free shot for them. Okay, so that sort of answers the question of where to go if you want to make money from your Scav, but then there's also another use for Scav runs, and that's to build fence rep. Now fence rep allows you to have better kits while going into a Scav, as well as better relationships with other AI Scavs and even the bosses once you reach 6.0. And one of the best ways to actually improve your Scav rep is through extracting the map, but also killing PMCs that have killed other Scavs. And for this, your best bet is to actually scav into factory. And this is mainly because it's the smallest map with the highest concentration of PvP, and also any PMC that's in there has most likely killed a Scav, so basically any PMC that you see and kill will give you positive fence rep. Now the best place to go in Factory has got to be the office building, which has the safe on the bottom floor, the safe on the top floor, and has a couple of tasks that players will be doing, such as the kill 10 PMCs inside the building, or like, I think it's one of the chemical tasks where you've got to pick up a syringe. And that's probably your busiest building to find PMCs. I would just personally rush there if you're hunting them down. Wouldn't really spend time looking anywhere else. Now obviously you can run your Scav whatever way you want. There's no set way to do it, and that's the great thing about Tarkov is you can play it whatever way you want. However, that's my opinion for the best ways to run it for getting loot and also for farming your Scav rep up. Now with that out of the way, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again. Now please enjoy the rest of your day.